Hello guys and girls, and welcome to the announcement / draft analysis of the Baby League. If you follow me on Twitter, you already know that this was in the works as an off-season idea of mine. Basically, what the whole deal with the Baby League is, I want to start a more fun off-season league, and the Baby League came to mind. It's not an LC league, like many people would think with the name and the idea behind it, but I want to have something different than LC. Basically, what we have right here is only the first evolutions of mons are allowed, up to everything which is under 400 base stat total. So for example, stuff like Gliga and Scizor, these mons are all not allowed. They are first evolutions, but they're way too strong. But so we have a similar approach to LC there. They ban the first evolutions which are strong as well. We just use the 400 base stat total threshold for that. And it's not gonna be level 5, it's gonna be level 50. So that a big thing in that is that there's no berry juice shenanigans, where you get your berry juice and you're back to full. And another thing what we're gonna do is we are banning the Violite, so our mons are gonna have real items. I don't want to see every second or third mon, even the whole team, running a Violite as an item. That's no fun. So yeah, that's gonna be it. First evolutions only, level 50, a Violite ban, and these are like the more important rules of this. But other than that, it's gonna be a free draft, which means no tier limitations, no point system. This is more of a fun league, and I didn't want to bother with just tiering them and trying to figure out which mons are better than them, stuff like that. Since it's basically a whole new meta, of course it borrows a lot of stuff from LC, but since there's no berry juice, since there's no Violite, it has the potential to be a whole different metagame, and for that it's very difficult to rank these mons properly. So we just did a free draft, you draft 10 mons, and yeah, that's enough of the talk. It's a very small league, just a few friends I added to this. Yeah, I think we're 8 people total, and yeah, that's basically it. Now let's go into the draft analysis part itself, and going with the first pick, I was 3rd pick overall, so I could get the mon I wanted, let's say it like that. I could get the mon I wanted, and the mon I wanted was Yanma. Yanma actually was one of the ones which is very close to the 400 base stat total, so it's very nice stats for a league like that. It sadly missed out on the tinted lands, but it does still have the speed boost. And you all know I had Yanmega last season GBA. I want to use it more. I wasn't able to. I did drop it to make my team overall a bit better, but that's why I dropped Yanma right here, because not only is it one of the most stronger mons stat-wise, it still does have the speed boost potential, and yeah, I can finally use not Yanmega itself, but I can use at least Yanma, so there we go. That's something I was looking forward to once I saw the list of mons which are allowed. Yanma was just striking me right away. I want Yanma. I want to use Yanma this season. I got it. And yeah, here we go. It's going to be a very threatening sweeper. 95 speed is actually very fast. It doesn't really rely on speed boost to outspeed anything. At +1, I basically outspeed the whole metagames by scouts. There's like 2 or 3 mons which outspeed this thing in the row of mons we allowed, and not all of them got drafted. For example, Voltop, I think I would outspeed this, and Voltop has base 100 speed, but no one drafted Voltop, so. And I might miss some mons, but yeah, even without speed boost, already one of the fastest mons. 75 special attack, that is very nice. Of course, the defenses are lacking, but that's what you have to give. Like, if your 400 base stat total is the only thing allowed, and you already have amazing speed and good special attack, of course, your stats have to be lacking. This is not a defensive mon. This is a sweeper with speed boost. It has Frisk over Yanmega, which can be useful sometimes. It's very nice in league format to scout some items and stuff like that. If I want to, for example, run his choice back there or something like that. But of course, Tinted Lands would have been better. But there we go. That is Yanma for new. Next up, I decide to go with a very versatile mon, and I want a rocker as well. And 2 things which are doing that is Chimchar, actually. The pure fire type, not having the fighting type yet, but it still has the same coverage, close to the same coverage option as Inferno, I want to say. So, of course, missing out on close combat and stuff like that, but still, even attack and special attack, very nice fire type. It gets Slack off Will-O-Wisp, so taunt, so you can run defensive stats with this mon, and yeah, it's just very versatile. Like I said, I can't talk too much about all these mons, what they're gonna do, because I did play a little bit of LC. If you follow my channel, you know that like the first tournament I ever joined was an LC tournament. But yeah, I'm just excited to see what they do. Chimchar, on paper, it looked great. The stats are pretty underwhelming even for these standards. Like it's 58 attack, 58 special attack. Not that great. Defensive, of course, not that great as well. Speed is decent, I would say. It's like middling speed with 61. Would love to have it a bit more faster, but it's just very versatile. That's what I mean. U-turn, Stealth Rock, Taunt, Slack Off, Will-O-Wisp, Flare Blitz, Thunder Punch, Gang Shot, all these moves. Chimchar got it, and I hope it can do well in this league. So next up, I looked at Yanma and I looked at Chimchar, and two things that these guys have in common is, of course, Staff Rock weakness, and I don't have a good hazard rule yet. And looking overall at the mons which are available, the hazard rule option in this metagame are very rare, very scarce, very rare, very scarce, very. What's the correct word? There's not a lot of it. Let's say it like that. The rapid spinners, you can count them on one hand, and you could even use less fingers than that. And the defoggers are there, but most of them are like the birds, and all the first illusion birds kind of suck, like the Pidgeot and all the siblings of that from the other regions. They are kind of not that good, so your hazard removal is not great. So I decided to get hazard removal right now. Of course, I had already a Mega Defog, but that's 4 times weak to rock, so we don't want to use that. So I looked at the best rapid spin from still available. Stario already got picked, so I looked at the second best I could get, and this is none other than Drillbur. Drillbur being very strong, very speedy. Of course, it is a rapid spinner. It does have the mold breaker, and it gives the potential to go the Sand Rush later on. If I, for example, get Hippopotamus or Manual Sand Rush, either way, Drillbur is a beast. Like I said, all the flying types, or most of the flying types, I want to say, are not that great. You have like Vullaby, you have Yanma, and then there's like not a lot of flying types which are good in this meta game. So having Mold Breaker Earthquake is very nice in this kind of system, and there's not a lot of good ground types as well. So having a good ground type in addition to having Rapid Spin and Drillbur is very nice. I am very much a fan of this boy. He does well LC. Let's hope he does well here as well. But yeah, it's our first real hazard remover, I want to say. And of course an active immunity, which is nice for Yanma as well. And of course he's strong, got some strong earthquakes up his sleeve. Sadly he's missing out on the steel typing, but overall like the whole Fairy Dragon Steel Core shenanigans, which I usually always look for in drafts, and not that important in a metagame like this, because there are many people in the league did disagree with me because they drafted them, but most of the dragons in this, they just suck. Like the first evolution dragons, they're not good at all. There's like a few which are good, like Exio is good because it's still got Dragon Dance. But stuff like, I don't know, Gibble, and what other stuff? I don't know, all these dragons, Dino, I guess with Hustle can do stuff, but who wants to rely on Hustle? And yeah, there are not a lot of good dragons. Drashini sucks as well, so I think if the firing steel type is not that important, but having your Fire Water Grass Core is definitely important, so that's what I want to build next on. And I want to have a bit more hazard options, because Drillbur is not going to be my most reliable Stealth Rocker. Same with Chimchar. Chimchar has a bit more viability being a defensive rocker. Drillbur is just straight up offensive. So when I have a rocker, I want to have something to remove hazards if possible, to have a good hazard move in addition to Drillbur, and to have a water or grass type. And one thing which does all of that is Piplup. It gets Defog, it gets Stealth Rock, it is a water type. I decided to get this guy. We all know what best Defogger can do in the GBA under Envy. Let's see what Flip can do in this kind of metagame under me. But yeah, this guy is going to be my bulky water type. Like I said, still missing out the steel type, but that's not too big of a deal. It gets Defiant, which can be nice, but it doesn't get all the cool physical moves Napoleon gets. Doesn't get Drill Tank, doesn't get Aqua Jet, so it's most of the times it's going to be special. Defiant probably won't come into play, barring I want to run a very fancy set. But yeah, that's Piplup for you. Sadly, doesn't have reliable recovery, but I wanted the defog, I want the Stealth Rocking, and yeah, that's what Piplup is going to do for me. And then to round up my Fire Water Grass Core, I decided next to get my Grassmon, and I decided to get Chespin, and that is because, for one, it is a very nice defensive grass type. It has bulletproof, so it's a dead stop to like Ghastly, for example, which doesn't get stat free yet, so Slash Bomb, Shadow Ball on a wall. And other moves, of course, well, Gas is just a prime example. And this guy gets Spikes. And Spikes are very important for this, because with Spike and Stealth Rock support, that all opens the door for Yanma to shine. Because yes, you get some chip charms on mons, and then Yanma can do all the cleaning up of feeding all the mons, and yeah, basically getting all the kills. That's why I want to have a Spiker. And the only Spiker, good Spiker, which is a grass type as well, is Chespin. And yeah, I'm very happy using that. I got my starter Fire Water Grass Core in Chimchar, Piplup, and Chespin. I'm very looking forward to using these as my more defensive backbone of the team. And yeah, basically I now got the most of the things I want to have in this draft. I got already checked. I got Yanma, I got my Fire Water Grass Core, I got my ground type, my electric immunity, and Rapid Spin and Drillbur. Now I can just look at good stuff which is still on the board, and I can use Steam. And one mon I already knew I wanted, but I don't know how far it would drop, and I want to have the other things first. I actually still got this late into the draft, and it's none other than Zigzagoon. You already know what the evolution of that thing does with Belly Drum Extreme Speed. And of course, Scizor can do the same. It still gets the same. It has Gluttony. It has abysmal stats. Without Belly Drum, this thing is not doing anything. Like, if I bring Scizor, it's gonna be Belly Drum variant, or like maybe Choice Band Extreme Speed, but even that with like only 30 attack, Scizor is not doing anything. So it is very one-dimensional. What it can do is awesome. It's a very nice additional late game cleaner in addition to Yanma. So I have my options. I can Hazelstack my opponent and either clean up with Scizor or Yanma, depending on team matchup, what I want to use more. And yeah, like there's not much to talk about Scizor. It starts without Belly Drum. With Belly Drum, it gets awesome, gets extreme speed and some coverage moves, and that's basically it. It's a scarf. It's a pillow, it looks fluffy, and extreme speeds your face. That's all I can say about Scizor. But yeah, next up I want to get my Steel type, because Steel types are not only there for the Dragon. Steel type has some very nice key resistances. And the two Steel types I was looking forward to getting right here are Honedge, which is a ghost type as well, so could use it as a spin blocker to basically keep my spikes or rocks on the field for my Scizor or Yanma. But sadly, that got sniped a few rounds before me, so I have to get my second Steel type of choice, which would have been, or is actually, Pawniard. Pawniard being a Steel Dark type, very nice attacks that gives you some more priority in Sucker Punch. Knockoff, of course, is very nice, not as important as an LC since Invalid is banned, but Knockoff is always nice. It has the Defiant as well, so it does deter people from defogging versus me, so it's kind of in a similar niche as Honedge in regards of hazard removing prevention. So that's what it can do as well. Of course, the Dark type, it gets Pursuit. It's always nice to get a Pursuit trap versus some of the more strong Psychic types in this thing, mainly like Abra is the first one which comes to mind. But yeah, that's Pawniard for you. Decent speed, it's strong without setup already, and good defenses as well. It's just a good Steel type. Of course, there's 4 times weak to fighting, and with Scizor, I got another fighting weakness as well. My only fighting resist so far is the Yanma, so I definitely have to patch that. My drive is getting a bit weak to fighting right now. But yeah, that's Pawniard video. It's just a Steel type. It gives me some key resistances. It deters people from defogging versus me, which is very nice, and it's just strong overall. A super strong knockoff, super strong Sucker Punch, super strong Iron Head, and then it gets taunted with Star Fox as well. So Rocker, I'm set. Like at Chimchar, I have Brilver, I have Piplup, I have Pawniard. I'm set on Rockers. I have one Spiker on the team as well. I can look for potentially getting Toxic Spiker later in the game, but what I want as well is of course a grounded Poison type as well for myself, because you don't never want to lose Toxic Spikes. If you don't have a ground Poison type, Toxic Spikes are gonna be brought versus you, and you're gonna suffer for that. But yeah, first thing I want to patch as well, which I said is my fighting weakness. So I want to have one of the good Psychic types, which is still around. Abra, of course, it was gone, I think, in the first 2 rounds, something like that. But another good Psychic type, which I saw still around, was no other than Sodasis, the first evolution of Reuniclus. It is missing a lot of the bulk of Reuniclus, sadly. It only has 45 HP, 40 defense, but it's very close to the actual special attack set of Reuniclus. With 105 special attack, that's actually the highest offensive stat on my whole team. I don't think I have anything else, just attack or special attack or even any other stat over 100. So this is actually my strongest hitter. And of course, it has 2 great abilities in Magic Guard and Regenerator, and even Overcoat, which can come into play versus one of these Spore users, be it Fungus and stuff like that. So I'm immune to that. And yeah, that's just Soul Assist. It's a fighting resist. Very strong Mon. It opens the door for potential Trick Room shenanigans, so I can go very fast with stuff like my Yanma, or I can go very slow with stuff like Soul Assist. Go with Trick Room late game sweeping, or even priority late game sweeping with my Scizor. I have all the options. I just need to keep my hands up, and then one of the 3 will come through overall. But yeah, that is Soul Assist for you. It gets recover, it has Venerate, it has Magic Guard. It can't do the same as Reuniclus, just a little bit less bulky, and especially without the Violite. But I'm hopeful that this thing can pull through. It just has very strong Psychic stabs. If your opponent doesn't have a Psychic resist or not a Dark type, this thing will destroy your face. That's basically all I can say. And yeah, next up, like I already mentioned, I want to have a ground Poison type. For one, of course, to remove Toxic Spikes, and of course, the ground Poison type is as well another fighting resist. And the best I could see, which was still lying around, is Croagunk. I'm a big fan of Croagunk in Little Cup, not only because it has an awesome design, I love the design of Croagunk, but as well through the stats of it. It doesn't get the attack hit of Toxicroak, so it has the same attack and special attack stat. And that means that it can go both ways, physical or special. This thing actually does get Nasty Drop and Vacuum Wave as well. And on the physical side, it still gets Sucker Punch, it still gets Drain Punch, it still gets Gunk Shot and stuff like that. Croagunk is awesome. I like Croagunk a lot, and of course he has the water immunity, which makes it very easy for this thing to set up on bulky water types. And I can just run through opposing teams. Big fan of Krogan. It's a fighting resist. It's a fighting type itself, which it didn't have yet as well. And of course, it can remove Toxic Spikes when they're on the ground. Big fan of Krogan. And yeah, that's basically this thing. The few roles it failed was Toxic Spike rule being fighting resist, being fighting type itself. And other than that, it's a late game setup sweep as well. It is a bit slow, so it has to, for the more offensive teams, it has to rely on its priority in Vacuum Wave and Sucker Punch. But for all other things, if it outspeeds it, it basically can just run through it if I get some setup options, either on the physical or special side, since it can go both ways. And last but not least, I had a big speed gap currently in my draft. Like if you can see right here, my fastest mod is Yanma at like 95, and the next fastest mod is like my Drillbur with like 60 something. I actually don't know the correct set right now in my head, but that's a big speed gap. I want to fill that, and another thing that draft was missing was a fast electric type to deal with water types. The only thing I have right now to deal with water types, like directly with super effective damage, is my Chespin, and potentially my Kroger to set up on them, but I want to have something more to do that. Like I already mentioned when I drafted Drillbur, there's not a lot of ground types or good ground types in this metagame. Like you have Drillbur, you have Hippopotas, and then you have like Nidoking don't exist. I think what's the Crocodile? Is that the first illusion? Didn't even got drafted. So a lot of the ground types are actually not there in this, and yeah, one mod which is still around, which gives me a few more immunities as well, and fills that speed gap between 60 something and 90 something, is none other than Blitzel. Blitzel was still the best electric type around once I got to drafting. Voltorb was still around as well, but that just is faster than Yanma. It doesn't actually fill the speed gap. Blitzel can do that. It can run both special and physical. I can see his attack is actually higher than special attack. Sadly, it is missing out on the fire coverage of Step Striker. It doesn't get overheat, stuff like that. It does still get Flame Charge, but that, of course, is a lot weaker than Hidden Power Fire, so that doesn't come into play too much. But what Blitzel does give me as well, in addition to being fast electric type and filling the speed gap, is two immunities, or 3 immunity abilities in Light Grab Molded Brave, making it immune to electric types, and of course Tail Zipper, making it immune to grass types. So I have a lot of immunities on my team. I have Chespin with immune to, with Bulletproof to a lot of moves. I got the Krogan, which with abilities immune to water types. I got Blitzer, which is immune to grass and electric potentially. I got Solstice, which is immune to status stuff with Magic Guard, and I've got the, of course, the Drill, which is immune to electric, and of course the Yanma, which is immune to flying. So building choice mons versus my team is going to be difficult, and that of course helps the case for Yanma as well. Because if there's no choice scarf on the team, I don't even need to run protect to speed the whole team. And I can just run through clicking attacks left and right. So yeah, that's Blitzer for you. Like I said, most important reason I drafted this was to get a left type and to fill the speed gap, and yeah, that is, of course, is already my whole team. Now, only regarding Z-move captains, we decided to have two Z-move captains. You can just choose whenever. We don't have like a point system, like we don't even have a tier system. And one moment. Oh, that sneeze already. I saw it coming, that's why I said one moment. But either way, we can choose 2 Z-move captains, and one Z-move captain which I knew I would get right away was Yanma. That's when I drafted, I already knew, okay, we're gonna Z Yanma, and that now it only comes down to what want to Z next. Options for that are, of course, Zigzagoon, which like just makes it stronger with its once it gets the Beta Drum up. Blitzel because it's fast and can use Z moves to revenge kill stuff. We got Solstice, which with the Z Crystal is less weaker to knock off, and of course can use some stronger attacks. Then got stuff like Chimchar, which has nice coverage moves. We got the Drillbur, which can use Tectonic Rages, which with Mold Breaker just hits Levitate as well and stuff like that. But the mod I actually decided to go with was Krogan as my second Z-move users. I already have my late game sweeper Z-move user in Yanma. I want to have more of a Volt Breaker type of deal with my second Z users, and I think Krogan fits that very well. If I run special, I can run Z Focus Blast, don't have to worry about the miss. If I run physical, I can run Z Gunk Shot, not worry about the miss. All of these are additional things in favor of putting the Z Crystal on my Krogan. And with Z Gunk Shot and Z Focus Blast, it's very nice wall breaking potential for the things. Because like I said, Krogan, sweeping, it can only do priority, but breaking walls, you can already do with its standard coverage moves to get a setup up. It's very strong, and with Z Gunk Shot and Z Focus Blast, it's just doing very well. Of course, Z Yanma takes the same deal as with Z Speed with Blaziken. I had the ICBA, or my Z's, the plan behind Z Speed with Yanmega, I had the HBA. It's a speed booster. Basically, once everything is in range, I sweep the team, and the Z move just makes it that the mons are more easily in range of it, because if there's still a very healthy mon on the opponent's squad, I can just Z move that thing, and it gets in range way earlier than if I would have to rely on chip damage and stuff like that. So yeah, that's the full team. of the Baby League. I already have all the nicknames, so actually don't have to ask for nickname criteria. You will find them out in the battles. The first match will be up next week. I will link all the codes in the description so you can check them out. Like I said, the battles will start next week, but they will most of them will upload draft analysis as well. It didn't make mandatory, but I think most of them will because it's a very fun concept. But yeah, that's all for this upload. Let me know what you think about the team. Let me know what you think about this league. And I am excited to have some battles with these babies. And yeah, that's all from me. I will see you another time. Ciao.